jazz cat that would rather be famous. What's the meaning of life? Fuck it. What's the meaning of algorithms? If the rhythm is out of rhythm, I could give them that power pivot. I was living without a gimmick. Now they want it, I gotta give it. They was living on superstition, new religion. I'm super Christian, 20 million, my crucifixion. Blind man with a lucid vision. I loosen the news, crucible roof, the truth in the booth, and poof. I just gotta tell them all. I was really born to ball. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Why you waiting? Why you waiting for the call? I don't really know how. This is my time now, yeah. Make 'em say, I just gotta tell them all. I was really born to ball. Every time I try to grow, they gon' tell me no. I don't know how. This is my time now. This is my time now. This is my time now.
Golden brown, golden blue, a different shade, a different hue. Your melancholy point of view is also new. I feel so old, this path is bold, my heart is cold. Never did a thing I'm told, or so I'm told. Maybe you could pay this toll and stop your trolling. All eyes on me, but all I see is that the vision still glows.
I just gotta tell them all. I was really born to ball. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Why you waiting? Why you waiting for the call? I don't really know how. This is my time now, yeah. This is my time now, yeah. This is my time now.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. Good morning. All right. Good morning. We're going to please take advantage of the buffet. Please enjoy the lunch. There is, of course, no such thing as a free lunch, which is why we have an AGM attached to it. But please enjoy the sandwiches and while we have our meeting. We're going to begin with a welcome. And we are lucky to have Tara Willard with us from the Nisconlith band coming from Chase. I've just met Tara and we had a nice chat. And if you could please allow us to do a welcoming, please welcome Tara to the microphone.
My glasses got in my drum bag. Okay, nice and sunny out today. Okay, white kohuaitap requests skulenst mamalquitten nokoch semet Jean Tara Willard, as Barry mentioned. Thank you for that, Barry. And our brief little discussion, actually, that was kind of cool because when I lived in Salmon Arm, about 4 or 5 years ago, I believe I said the wrong kiddo that knows your child, but yeah, so we've met each other before, and it was Mia, not my other kid, my older one, because she's 17. But anyways, yeah, so we found a neat little connection showing us that we're in small communities and we're all interconnected like that. So that was kind of a nice little intro there. Yeah, but I'm happy to come here today and offer a few songs. As mentioned, I'm from Nisconlith in Chase. Nisconlith is also over here. Switsmalch is one of the traditional name for the place over here. And so we're interconnected family-wise that way. My father is from Nisconlith in Chase from his dad's side, and then his mother is from Spletcheen, so that's near Enderby. So I just thought I'd make mention of that as well, that I come from those branches of those families, and the Secwepemc Utluch, how we say our Secwepemc lands. And I'll begin in a good way, as I've been asked, to join your AGM and do an opening in a good way for these lands and waters. And so it's going to be in Secwepemc, so the more that we can hear the language is really good in these spaces. And so I've got a song that it's actually a Secwepemc prayer song prayer in the language, and it's talking about our lands, it's talking about our waters, and it's giving thanks. It's giving thanks for the foods, it's giving thanks for everything in a good way like that. yeah, so we'll begin with that one. Na Eliana Tamir Yahaminda Rakalmuch Remis Respu Ya Elswaus Yahaminda Resal Kwa Elchwa Restitlenskuk Kanuchendakuk Es Yayat Ot Kelkuk Bi Kuk Sta Ekuk O Kuk Sta Kuk Shtama Amalt Kuk Sta Kuk No Okay. So I added on to that, and that last word, nochoch. Oh, wow, there's a baby. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, so sweet. Yeah, that last few words that I put in there was giving honor to our women. Nochoch is how we say woman in our language. And actually, I was going to say mother, and that's k'itcha. So k'itcha is the mother. And so I'm thinking about the mother and women, especially Indigenous women today. It is May 5th, which you can see on the shirt that I'm wearing. Wearing red today in honor of Red Dress Day. And that is a day that's been designated to create awareness for missing and murdered Indigenous women and Two-Spirit people, and increasingly our men. And so I encourage you to, look that up or gain more knowledge in that regard, and just, hold that in your hearts today too, because we have events going on in this town here too at the university. There's events going on at the different arbors in our communities across the Secwepemc-Uluk, and it's a day to remember our lost loved ones. Just to create that awareness. So I just wanted to make mention of that today, and thank you for that. And then so it's also my sister's birthday. May 5th was her birthday for a long time. I'm not going to say how old she is. But my sister is Tanya Willard, and they often get us mixed up because I'm Tara and she's Tanya. And Tanya is in Italy right now. She's an artist, a Secwepemc artist. And so she gets to spend her birthday in Venice, Italy. I'm a little bit jelly. But anyways, wishing her a happy birthday today as well. So I said I could share another song. That opening song there in the language is really good. This one has no words, but you'll often hear it at our Secwepemc gatherings, at our powwows sometimes, or increasingly you're here at the powwow dance gatherings. But this is known across our nation as a welcome song. And so there's also a dance that goes with it, but we don't have, and it's the women, again, that dance this dance. So if you might imagine during this song that there might be ladies of all ages led by the elder ladies in our nation, and they would do a welcome dance to this song. Yeah. So. enjoy your day. I sang four, you might hear like four what sounded the same, four verses, and I did that to honor the four directions. And we all often do things in fours that way, honoring that four elements and those four directions, the four elements of which we are all made up of. So yeah, I wish you a good day and a good AGM, and Cook's Jam, thank you for having me. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you, Tara. You're welcome. Good morning, everyone. My name is Constance Liddell, and I am the current board chair of the board of directors at Sascu.
We'll have to step closer to the microphone. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to be chairing this morning's AGM, and before we get into the formal part of the meeting, I just want to acknowledge that this is the 80th anniversary of Sascu. So Sascu started in 1946 with 33 members, $205 in assets, and it operated out of the hardware section of the Shuswap Farmers Exchange. So this morning I'm reflecting with gratitude on those 33 brave souls. So the formal part of the meeting is underway. I would like to hear the registrar's report as to whether we have quorum or not.
So at this time, there are 90 members in attendance, 14 virtual and 76 in person. So a quorum is attained. I will also note there are 2 guests in person and 2 representing the BCFSA, our regulator, in attendance virtually.
Thank you, Roddy. Going to call the meeting to order. We need to appoint the recording secretary, and that will be Julia Payne. Julia is at the back there. Julia is the corporate secretary to Sascu. And I would like approval of the rules of order. Now, the rules of order have been, of course, published on the website, but they are on every table, and I would ask that people make themselves aware of the rules of order, and out of respect for one another, we abide by those rules. So I'm going to call for a motion to accept the rules of order for the 2026 Sascu Credit Union Annual General Meeting, and it is moved by Dave King. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Stephen. All in favor? Okay. And we'll have about a 10-second delay after each vote to give the opportunity for the members who are participating online to vote. So. Okay, the motion has passed. The agenda is on every table, and in the tent card looks like this. And there will be one change to the agenda. We will adjourn prior to the question and answer and door prizes. So the order, very slight change to it. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda as presented? Thank you. Seconded? Thank you. All in favor? Good. Thumbs up for the participants who are online, and the motion has carried. Okay. The next is to accept the minutes of the 2025 Sascu Credit Union Annual General Meeting. Those minutes were distributed online. Does anyone have any comment or revisions to take place with respect to those minutes? Okay. I'll call for a motion to accept the minutes. Thank you. And a seconder? Thank you. All in favor? Okay. The motion has carried. All right. I'm going to give a brief report, brief being the optimum word. And I'd like to start out, it is my great pleasure to introduce you to the Board of Directors, and I will ask the board members to stand when I call their name. So the first is our Vice Chair, Stephen DeBoer. Our Board Secretary, Tanja Carlson. The indomitable June Stewart. Riley Boudreau, where are you, Riley? There he is. Ken Rogers, unfortunately, could not be with us today, but more about Ken later. Doug Easterbrook. Don Dunlop. And Dave Witt. I want to focus my remarks today on two aspects of the last year of which I'm particularly proud. The first, I come from Area E. I live just 10 kilometers south of Sicamous. So that's the area that I'm most familiar with. And this year, Sascu entered into a multi-year support for the Royal Canadian Marine Search and Rescue Station 106, which is located at the channel between Mara Lake and Shuswap Lake. This is the only inland Coast Guard station in British Columbia. The volunteers there, their mantra is saving lives on the water. They do rescues, they do evacuations from communities along the Shuswap that don't have roadway access or minimal roadway access. They've done evacuations during wildfires, and they go out in terrible conditions to assist and, in many instances, rescue people in medical distress who are out on the water. So the rescue base is located at the end of Main Street. There's a lovely little park at Main Street, and if you walk through the park, you will see the rescue base and the sign that says "Floated by Sascu." And I'm very proud that Sascu chose to support an organization that actually brings safety to the entire Shuswap area. The other piece that I'm particularly proud of this year is the grand reopening of the Sicamous branch. Sicamous branch underwent, renovation doesn't really describe it, it's more transformation, where we, with intention, thought about the member experience, how we could enhance that, what we could give to the community, and brought that into the renovation. It ended up with a very welcoming branch, completely redesigned. It's sophisticated and welcoming at the same time. So that's something that, as I say, I'm personally very proud of. It's my branch too, and the staff is great. We have a community room there that we provide free of charge to local nonprofit organizations, of which in that area there are many volunteer groups, and we've provided them with a meeting space in addition to the member services that we provide. Okay, it's somewhat sad that we have two directors who are stepping away from the board. The first one, as I mentioned previously, was Ken Rogers from the North Shuswap. Ken was the chair of the Audit and Enterprise Risk Committee and really did a superb job in that role. The second is Dave Witt, who spent 9 years on the board. He is one of the board members who was meticulously prepared and asked really good questions and always thought of the member's perspective in anything that came before the board. And you will be missed. So thank you very much. Now I'm going to ask our CEO and President, Barry Delaney, to present the report of management.
Thank you, Constance. Well, happy birthday 80th to us at Sascu. I think the annual general meeting is one of my favorite Sascu events of the year. Staff sort of smile because I say that about all Sascu events. They're my favorite. But why is the AGM my favorite? It is my favorite because two things. The annual general meeting is where we celebrate a community-owned financial institution, and we have much to be proud of. And it's the event where we hold the board and ourselves accountable to the membership. And so let's just talk about that. And where do we start? Well, let's start with what our purpose is at Sascu. We know what our economic purpose is. We do loans and we take deposits and we provide financial advice. But what is our social purpose? What is our raison d'etre? What is our reason for being? We, 2 years ago, we did focus groups with our members, our non-members, nonprofits, and the business community. And we asked them, how do you feel about your personal financial future? What adjective would you use as a business to describe your own future? And the answers we got back were, the words that were used were worried, concerned, and afraid. And we thought, gosh, you know, as a financial institution, there's got to be something that we can do to change that. There's got to be something in that worry that we can influence and improve the economic well-being and the self-confidence of families that bank with us. And that's where our Raise the Shoe Shop came from. That's where our catchphrase came to not just the members that bank with us, but anybody that lives in this area, growing their confidence, their net worth, their sense of well-being. And how do we do that? Well, whenever you have a challenge, whether it's a medical challenge or a financial challenge, having a plan makes a big difference. Knowing the treatment that you're going to go through makes a big difference. So having a plan gives optimism and confidence to the families that we serve. So that's Raise the Shoe Shop. And let's go back to 80 years in the Shoe Shop, 80 years of history. Constance talked about where our first office was. We moved out of that office in 1952. You'll know the old school board building on Shuswap Street was Sascu's office. It's become, of course, the Innovation Center with the brightly colored paint. That was our office for more than 25 years. We hired our first FTE in 1957. Tappan and District Credit Union merged with us in 1969. Thus, our Sorrento branch was born. 7 years later, Eagle Valley Credit Union out in Sicamous joined us. And now we had 3 locations. The Bank of Montreal, back in the year 2000, was selling 45 branches across the country because they were unprofitable or they didn't meet the bank's minimum level of profitability, but they sure as heck met our level of profitability. And they sold us the Sicamous Bank of Montreal location in 2000. And we were delighted to get the staff and the assets, and we folded that into our existing Sicamous location and strengthened Sascu. And then about 8 years after that, we started our first insurance operation. We started our wealth operation. Just before the pandemic, we did something really important. We started our contact center. 10 people working above the Uptown branch that take more than 40,000 calls last year. Our biggest branch in terms of member contact, and was critical to getting through COVID. And in 2018, again, just before the pandemic, we bought Enderby Insurance and added a 5th location to Sascu. So we have much to be proud of in our 80 years as a community-owned financial institution. And so because it's our birthday, we're going to sing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, dear Sascu. Happy birthday to us. Thank you for indulging. And many more. We'd like to do the odd coffee bet, and somebody bet that nobody would sing with me. So one of the things we're doing that's quite exciting, because we're a community-owned financial institution, we need to do things that are focused on the community. Of course, the banks are our biggest competitors. We have 5 banks in town. I hope you didn't know that. I hope you're so loyal to Sascu you didn't even notice that we have RBC and TD. They can focus on things like the National Olympic team, but we focus on the community. And we've launched on our birthday last month a term deposit, a community impact deposit, where a portion of the interest will go to the community halls in our region. So the community halls no longer get funding from really any area of municipal, federal, or provincial governments, and yet they're in repair. They're in need of repair. I live in Glen Eden. Our community hall there is 100 years old this year. And so that's the case with community halls even up in Seymour Arm and over in Sorrento. So by investing in this term deposit, proceeds of that will go to 1/4 point interest, will go to that, to the community halls. They just need to let us know what they're looking for. And on Credit Union Day, on your calendar, October 15th, that's when we give out some of the money to the community halls. The theme of our annual report this year is making it personal. And so the member is at the center of what we do, and the member is very important to our business. Making it personal is about the people that we interact with and the people that we work with. I know we have 2 guests on the line that are remote. They are our regulator, Kenta and Charles. Big wave. They're in Vancouver. They're always about how can we make sure that Sascu, this is our regulator, how can we make sure Sascu is relevant to the families that we serve? How is Sascu sustainable so we're here for another 80 years? And how do we make Sascu resilient so that as we get buffeted by tariffs or oil prices and other economic shocks, that we can absorb them and continue to be successful and grow? And it's those 3 things, sustainability, relevancy, and resilience, that guide our decision-making at the board level and at the management level. So who is Sascu? Well, Sascu's not locations. Sascu's not mergers. Sascu's people. So this is people. This is our staff. This picture was taken on September 18th at the Haney Heritage site at the Sascu Amphitheater for our annual town hall. We have 165 employees, and we close the business early, 1 day a year, so we can come together as a company and talk about how we can make Sascu sustainable, relevant, and resilient for the future. We have some fun, we have some food, we have some laughs, but we're really about the people are Sascu. This is Sascu. when I think of Sascu. It's those people there, and they're in this room right now, and it's our board of directors right here that is making the success that we've enjoyed. So what is some of the success? Well, some of the highlights are those numbers there, but it's about the people. And so I work very closely with 4 people, and I'd like them to stand up and be acknowledged. We've got Kelly Bennett, VP of Partnership and Strategies. We got Joanna Markin, VP of People and Culture. Darren Bryce, VP of Finance and Facilities. And Roy Hart, he's our Technology Officer. This is the crew that I work with every day. Thank you. Just like this AGM is about holding the board accountable, the board then holds me accountable, then I have the pleasure of holding them accountable. So what else do we have? We have one more item, and that is one of the key elements of our financial strategic plan is financial education. If we're going to raise the Shuswap, if we're going to raise the economic well-being of the families we serve, if we're going to improve the confidence that businesses have in us, then financial education is so important. And so under Aaron's leadership and under our marketing team's leadership, we have done an amazing 1,000 participants in 2025 have taken some of our workshops. And this is a picture in the classroom, grade 8. Grade 8, these are, like, think back, like 14-year-olds learning about financial education, learning about budgeting, learning about the magic and power of compound interest. It can change your life, compound interest. But by touching families and children and businesses, that's how we can raise the Shuswap. So just a couple stats, and again, the most important stat on this slide is again about people, and it's about our membership. We grew by 1,500 members. We added 1,500 new members last year in 2025, and we already have 20,000. So that's pretty impressive in a town of 20,000. Now, of those 20,000 members, 10,000 bank in Salmon Arm with us, and the other 10,000 are in the communities that we serve at Enderby, Sorrento, Sicamous, and the North Shore. And we added 1,500. And that's through the hard work of our insurance team, our wealth team, our commercial team, and of course our retail branches. Our challenge is, of course, that we close accounts. And we closed about 1,100 accounts last year, mostly because people pass away. We can't do anything about that. And people move away. So we have to keep adding new members. But imagine that. There's 5 banks in town, and they have to share the few customers that we don't have between them. We have great staff. We have an amazing strategic plan. We're raising the Shuswap. They don't even have good parking. So we can continue to grow. So on behalf of the management team, I respectfully submit our report to the members. Thank you. Darren.
Hello, good morning. Welcome, everyone. So my role is head of finance, and this is a financial institution, so we do have to talk numbers. So I look at this as our financial reports are a bit like vegetables. We know they're good for us. We know that they're essential for growth, but we're going to try to get them served quickly. So I'm going to try to get through and hold to that. Okay, 2025, it was quite a year. There was a lot going on. Global trade tensions escalated, creating a lot of uncertainty. Escalation of U.S. trade tariffs led to front-loaded economic activity early in the year, and that really slowed down in the second half of the year. Canada was partially shielded by CUMSA, and through some sectors, they experienced volatility and there was hesitancy for investment. Economic growth did slow, but we did avoid a recession. The effects of the interest rate hikes continued to work throughout the economy, and labor markets softened. Consumer spending held up better than expected. Credit stress was present in some pockets, but was not systemic. So what I'm saying there is there was a lot going on that does impact both our communities and our credit union. However, against that backdrop, we did have a lot of success. Our member deposits grew, 31.6 million. Our member loans grew, 61.5 million. Our wealth assets increased 2.8%. So we did note that we started 80 years ago at $205 of assets. We're proud that on our 80th birthday, we can boast that $1 billion of member deposits are now at Sascu. So that's quite a milestone. I did not calculate the percentage of growth of that, but it's a lot. All right, we're a large organization. There are expenses to run our organization. So overall, I'm going to make a statement. We maintained our budget. We were under budget in our expenses. Most of our cost increases, 6.8% of that, was in the areas of data processing, which is a big driver, software and digital tools. So these are things that we choose to invest in to make our services better to our members. We continue to invest in these areas, and we're going to continue to see some of those costs go up, but we're proud to be able to offer those services. Earnings. So most of our earnings come from something called financial margin. So loosely speaking, that is interest we earn on our investments and our loans, and we pay interest on our member deposits. So the net difference of that is called financial margin, and that drives about 85% of our revenue. So in 2025, we talked about those macroeconomic conditions. There was a lot going on, but financial margin was strong for Sascu. As a result, our overall earnings increased to $6.86 million, which is a significant increase from $4.3 last year. Capital. So what is capital? I'm asked this every year, so I'm going to get ahead of that question. Capital is an accumulation of earnings Sascu has retained over our 80 years of existence. As we earn income, our capital grows. So capital is important to us, it's critical, and it's required. So it provides financial stability. Barry talked about resilience and sustainability. It allows us to grow for future needs, and it is required, shout out to BCFSA again, it is required by regulation. In 2025, we're proud that capital grew by over $5 million. So the bars on this chart show our capitals over time, and that's the growth. The line there is a ratio of that against our risk-weighted assets, which is a fancy way of saying we're growing sustainably because that line is going up. Capital strength, so why do we care? So sometimes I am asked, what makes the credit union strong? So my response is, key indicators are the ability to grow membership. Barry said we grew 1,500 memberships. That's a good, strong stability thing. Loans and deposits. We said 30 million and 60 million. That's a good year for us. The ability to reinvest in our systems. We talked about that. Those are the things we're doing to enhance services for future growth. And the ability to support and give back to our communities. So we've touched on that too. So we're proud to say that despite all of those things that do cost real money, we still earn profit and saw our capital increase. So that's all from me. I'm sure that's a lot, but we're not done talking about numbers. So I get to introduce our next guest here. Next up is Kyla McGee. She is our partner at our external auditor, Myers Norris Penny, MNP.
Okay. Good morning, and thank you very much for inviting me to join you. It has truly been a pleasure to be able to serve the members of Sascu as your independent auditor for the year ended December 31st, 2025. We genuinely appreciate your credit union's ongoing commitment to its members and to the Shuswap. M&P is a Canadian firm with strong local roots, and like the credit union system, we place a high value on community, stewardship, trust, and people. Our local team was proud to be able to support your credit union again this year and contribute to that shared purpose. And there's me. Okay, so today I'm here in two capacities. The first is to deliver the auditor's report, and the second I'm going to do a high-level review of the financial statements as well. I will not say all of the same things that Darren said, and I'll try and also say it very fast. But first, I'll talk a little bit about what it means to be your auditor. So we have a few key responsibilities. First, we obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence to support the amounts and disclosures that are presented within the financial statements. Second, not quite. Second, we use that evidence to form an opinion on whether the financial statements are free from material misstatement, whether that be due to fraud or due to error. And third, we're required under the international ethics standards to remain fully independent of the credit union. This allows us to ask questions, test transactions, challenge assumptions, and gather the evidence that we need in order to form an objective opinion on the financial statements. And lastly, and importantly, management remains responsible for preparing the financial statements themselves. Our role is to provide an independent opinion on them, not to prepare them. So I'm pleased to share that based on the work performed, we are able to conclude that the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position and results of the operations of Sascu as at December 31st, 2025. You can read the full opinion there, but what it says is it's a clean audit opinion, in a lot of words. Okay. So next I'll talk quickly about a few of the highlights from the financial statements. Darren presented this already very well, so I won't spend much time here. But we'll start on the statement of financial position. This shows your point-in-time balances as at December 31st, 2025. So as Darren mentioned, total assets grew to just under 1.1 billion. The largest component of that continues to be your loans to members. This reflects continued lending activity and is also supported by a strong balance of cash investments as well as your real property and equipment. These assets are mainly funded by member deposits, which you'll see under the liabilities section. Those are up 3.2% over the prior year. After all obligations, the credit union ended the year with 72.2 million in members' equity, which has grown from last year and continues to strengthen the credit union's stability and capacity to serve its members. Turning to the statement of income, this demonstrates the income and expenses for the year ended December 31st, 2025. So your credit union generated 46.3 million in interest income, primarily from loans to members, as well as investments. It paid out 20.7 million in interest on member deposits and other interest expenses. And following that, you'll see that financial margin was 25.7 million, up from 21.8 million in the prior year. After other income and covering the operating costs, the credit union earned $6.9 million before income taxes and finished the year with a net income of 5.2 million. Overall, these results reflect steady growth, strong capital, and a healthy financial foundation moving forward. The audited financial statements are included within your package as well. I think they're on the very last page. And I'd also just like to take a moment, Barry's talked a lot about people, and while I'm here to talk numbers, I do want to give a quick shout out to management team and all of the staff that help with putting together the audit. Their professionalism, responsiveness, and cooperation throughout the process is really outstanding. Strong financial reporting is very much a team effort. So thank you very much to Darren, Jerry, Conrad, Amanda, and the whole team. It really helped to ensure a smooth and effective audit and reliability in the numbers that I get to present today. So on behalf of M&P, thank you for the opportunity to continue to work with your credit union. We look forward to continuing our relationship and helping you to continue to serve your members and community. So thank you. Do you want me to take questions now? Wait till the end? Perfect. Okay.
So we have a motion. We have a motion to approve the auditor's report for December 31st, 2025 as presented at the May 5th, 2026 Sascu Credit Union Annual General Meeting. Do I have a mover? Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Thank you. All in favor? Waiting for the thumbs up. Thank you. The motion has carried. And now I'm going to ask Dave Witt, who is the chair of the Community Engagement Committee, to perform one of his last official duties as a member of the board and present his report.
So Sascu is well known for sponsoring and donating funds to community organizations that address community needs and improve community well-being. Additionally, Sascu staff members add hundreds of hours of volunteer service, and we reward students with scholarships and bursaries. And on the screen you can see some of the partnerships and donations, as Barry had pointed out earlier, $220,000 in total returned to the community. Our regular donations and sponsorships continue as they have in the past, but to align with the vision of our strategic plan, Raising the Shuswap, the Community Engagement Committee decided to change the focus of our grants this past 12 months to those that have the potential of greater impact in our communities. Rather than having many small contributions, we would focus on fewer but larger grants. Over the past year, we've had 2 intakes, with each one having approximately $50,000 available. The first one in the fall of 2025 was the Empowerment Grant, helping with economic reliance and building new skills. And in the spring of this year, we launched the Green Resilience Grants. We had dozens of high-quality applications. The requests were scored, and the 5 that most aligned with our grants were invited into our boardroom for a short presentation and discussion. And you'll see on the screen one of the Empowerment Grant recipients. The successful recipients this year were the Salmon Arm Chamber of Commerce for their initiative to empower local societies by providing effective governance training, and to the Shuswap Community Living Association for the development of an effective and sustainable business plan and marketing strategy. The 4 successful Green Resilience Grant recipients included: Number 1, the Canadian Mental Health Association in support of a clothing upcycling and repair workshops as an alternative to fast fashion wastage. A second was given to the Enactus Okanagan College project, which recycles textbooks into eco-friendly beeswax-coated fire logs. That was an interesting one. Third was given to the Eagle Valley Snowmobile Club to replace their diesel generators with solar power. And lastly, the You Grow Girl Society was awarded to support sexual abuse survivors with the sale of locally produced products. It's been a privilege to serve on this board and on this committee with fellow members Riley Boudreau, Doug Easterbrook, and Tanja Carlson. The passion and commitment to community shown by the organizations requesting support was amazing. The committee is also greatly appreciative of all the hard legwork done by Sherry Lake and her staff in arranging the many requests for our committee to assess. We look forward to hearing about the impact that Sascu funding has in raising the Shuswap.
And now I'm going to ask Stephen DeBoer, who is the chair of the Member Engagement and Director Recruitment Committee, as well as our very able vice chair, to provide you with the election results.
Okay, the exciting part of the meeting. We were very fortunate this year to have an incredible slate of candidates for our board. It's always really great to see such engagement of our members, interested and passionate to join the board and support the leadership of our board. You don't always get such a great slate, but this year we really did have some amazing candidates. And so I want to make sure to thank everyone that chose to run. It takes a lot of energy to apply and see it through, and not knowing what the outcome will be. So thank you for that. Our successful directors this year elected are Gordon Kirkwood. I'll get you to stand as I announce. Gordon Kirkwood, Jody Pierce, and Tanja Carlson. Tanja, gotta stand up. There. Thank you very much. These will be the new directors that we'll put them right into work this afternoon as soon as this meeting is finished. We do have one order of business after this, and that is the motion for the destruction of the election materials, so that the ballots, tallies, and other material related to the election of directors be destroyed after 30 days. Can I get a mover? Yes, and a seconder. Thank you. All those in favor? And we'll just give one moment for those online. I'll note that the election, thank you, that the motion is carried. The election is overseen and the voting is tallied by an external firm, BDO, to help make sure it is fully neutral and on board. So with that, thank you very much.
Now for the real fun part of the meeting, the appointment of the auditor. There is a motion that MNP LLP be appointed auditors for Sascu Credit Union and its subsidiaries for the 2026 year, and the board will set the remuneration amount. Do I have a mover? Thank you. Seconder? Thank you. All in favor? And just waiting for the thumbs up. The motion has carried. Now, as noted when we accepted the agenda, we're going to adjourn the meeting now and do the Q&A and the door prizes after the official adjournment. So without further ado, the meeting is adjourned.
We do have some questions, or we have one question so far submitted online. So I'm going to read the question, and then, as I'm allowed, I can hand it off to someone else to answer it if I want. The question is this from a member by the name of Phil. How does the board use principles of ethical investing when making investment decisions? So the principles of ethical investing, often called ESG, environmental, social, and governance, are often cited as principles of ethical investing. I will ask Darren to give a bit of color to it, but our investments are largely either in benign financial instruments like bonds and treasury bills, where there's no ethical or social or environmental piece. But we also invest in loans in terms of lending to the community. And so there's business loans that we do, and some businesses are not in the environmental realm in terms of a clean loan, like, for example, gas stations. We have a few loans to gas stations. I'm sure we appreciate those because all of us in the room use a gas station for our cars. However, there's loans like that you could debate whether they're environmental or not, and we certainly safeguard our investments to ensure that they're well run and good practices, that the employees are treated well. But there's another piece that we do control investments and the social and the environmental piece, and Darren is going to speak to that.
Thanks, Barry. So there's a lot of things going on at Sascu. Last year we had 16 priority projects. 2 are specifically focused on enabling ethical and environmentally responsible choices. So first, Sascu is supporting the development of software that will help credit union management measure and track greenhouse gases, emissions, identify climate-related risks, and better understand how financial institutions can mitigate these risks. That will be something that we offer to not just Sascu, but beyond. Second, Sascu is advancing the development of sustainable financial products. This includes the creation of eco-loans that offer reduced interest rates that support initiatives such as fire-smart home improvements and residential energy-efficient upgrades. And we did touch on this, but I'm going to reiterate. In addition, Sascu's community impact committees prioritized projects that promoted green resilience And we talked about the projects there, but it was $31,000 was awarded to organizations in that regard. Thank you.
It's noteworthy that Darren received no applause. Okay, other questions before we move into door prizes? Okay, door prizes. Ah,
I came up too early last time. Okay, we'll save the best for last. And the winner is, we have 2 prizes. One is a cooler. I don't know if Carrie, did you put something special in there? Of course. Something special in the cooler to be, and then the other. So we'll go for the cooler first. Yeah. And the winner is Thomas Brigginshaw. Yay! Oh, last. Congratulations. The second prize is Sascu Everything. I have this blanket. You'll love this blanket. I might have borrowed a tumbler. I also have the tumbler. You'll love it. And the second winner is Mitch Stefanik. Yes, I saw you at eating. Congratulations.
Chrissy, could you also mention the
Yes.
centerpiece?
Thank you for that.
Yes.
A lucky winner under each table will be chosen. I believe there's a sticker, something special under your chair, a little exercise, a card. If you are the lucky one with under your chair, there is a card. You're welcome to the centerpiece at your table. If not, and you're not sitting at the chair, then take the centerpiece anyway, or share it with a friend.
all right. That concludes the meeting. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, everybody. Thank you. Okay. Oh, we have a cake. We have a cake, and we're gonna. What's the process? We're just gonna cut it. Okay. We have a birthday cake, so please enjoy a piece.